site and look at the video and the information about it?
I didn't look at the link you sent me today.
Okay.
I didn't look at that.
Okay.
Yet.
Okay, well,
But I looked at the original site that you guys had set up for.
and this is much better than that.
Okay. Well, that's
Say
pretty
it.
good.
We're moving on. So in any case, that's an option for you. Now, I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to let Sensei come in here. I want you all to give Sensei a big hand. I'll get you set up. If you want to bring your memory stick, I'll plug it in there and get you going. Okay.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Well, thank you for coming out to see me this evening. Let me ask you, how many in here are really looking to create some cash in real estate? Be honest. Okay, about almost 75% of you. And how many of you in here are really looking to build your real estate portfolio by purchasing rental properties and capitalizing on the tax deductions, the appreciation, and the cash flow? Not as many as people looking for a paycheck. Well, how many of you are just like me, being really greedy and want both?
Yes.
Yes? Fantastic. Well, that's what Black Belt Investors is all about. I'm the founder of Black Belt Investors. Been around since 1995. I'll get a little bit more into our company in a second. But, what I've found over the past few years is that everybody's needing a paycheck. In fact, not just a paycheck, but multiple paychecks. In fact, if you read, I think it was back in tail end of 2010, it was either Newsweek or Time, and they were mentioning income streams. Well, unfortunately, most Americans rely on one income stream, possibly two with their spouse. But to be honest, what this magazine said, by the time we retire, that you're going to need at least 4 income streams, because social insecurity is not going to take care of you. And what are those 4 income streams going to be? It could be your job right now. It can be possibly income from the properties that Dan was just presenting to you. It could be another niche in real estate that's creating you some cash. Or maybe you're opening up your own social media company to where you're developing softwares and managing social media. Whatever it may be, you need at least 4. Very important. Why? Because I own a real estate company, I own boxing gyms and martial arts schools, I own a marketing company, and I have another vested interest in a bidding service. Now these income streams, do you think they all just flow really heavy at one time? No. Markets and business are cyclical. Maybe one is coming in really heavy, and the other one's just kind of trickling in, drying out. And the other one's got a steady flow, and the other one's just, it's okay. But something changes in the market, and now the ones that's really heavy, flowing heavy, has now just got a nice steady income stream. And the one that was drying up is actually starting to have a little bit of flow to it again. So it's really important when you're in business, and real estate is a business, because I haven't found anything passive about it, to be honest. It's a business. You have to make sure that you add arms to your business so that you can have these different multiple income streams. Now, this is a networking meeting, is it not? Yes or no? Yes. I can't hear you. Yes or no?
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, I don't know if you did this or not. Did anybody network with each other before I got here?
Yes.
You did? What did you guys do? Talk? Just kind of hung out a little bit and talk? Well, who has business cards? Pull them out. And I want you to pull out at least 2. Get out 2 business cards. Grab those business cards. And here's what you do. I want everybody to stand up for me, please. Everybody stands up. No one sits down on my watch. Everybody up. Now, please, meet the neighbor. Only pass out 1 card. Meet the neighbors next to you. Tell them that you're a real estate investor. Let them know what you want, what you're going to do, and how they can help you profit, or how you can help them profit. Go.
I want to make sure I don't forget this one. Just left and right. Okay. So it's is there
All right.
I have
Fantastic. Now, everybody still stand. Stay right where you are. Here's what I noticed with everybody.
It's this card.
And Dan should know this. Is that in real estate investing, you start to get comfortable, you start losing profits. You start losing deals. If you get comfortable in life, you get one of these. Here's one thing about business. We never get comfortable. And all I saw you guys do in regards to your networking skills, you stood here, you turn this way, and maybe stretch a little bit this way. Not going to make it in this business. You want to be profitable, you want to succeed, you want to be able to get the income that you desire so that you can live the life that you deserve, then you better start getting uncomfortable. So I want you to stand right back up, pick up your stuff, get a new seat, and find a new partner and pass out that card to. Move. No one staying still. You stay still, I will pick on you all night long. Pick up your stuff, move over to the other side, meet somebody new, and pass out that business card.
I gotta move on this side.
I'll give you my card.
Prevail, that means you too, buddy.
Go over here.
You guys pass out cards, you say hello, and meet your neighbor. Come on, JC. You guys gotta get comfortable with each other, but uncomfortable in your business. In fact, the next time you come to this club meeting, you better know everybody's name. All right, we're counting down to 3, 2, take a seat. Tonight, we are going to be speaking about, or I should say, I'm going to be teaching you tonight about the ultimate real estate cash machine. Tonight is all about wholesaling, how you can wholesale properties in any market, any town, USA. And the way to do it is by using a system. So, the reality of today's economy is this. Some are making an absolute killing in business. And I'm sure many of you in here know somebody in here that's making an absolute killing. Yes, we're in a great recession. Yes, we have fallen on hard times. Yes, America's got a black eye. In fact, we got more than a black eye. We got 2 black eyes and someone kicked us between the legs, didn't they? And we're feeling it. But someone as a combative martial artist and boxer like myself understands that when you're in the ring with somebody and you have blackened their eye and you bloodied their nose, what do you think I'm going to keep attacking? That bloody nose and black eye. Because I'm going to capitalize on the opportunity that's in front of us. And today, in this market, we have opportunity. Otherwise, you guys wouldn't be sitting here. What's unfortunate is that you got a really big, beautiful town in Santa Barbara, but only you are the smart ones sitting in the seats because you understand there's opportunity. And everybody else is out there still sucking their thumb, whining and crying about gas prices. So capitalize on the opportunity that's before you. And if you are trying to find their way through the crazy maze of you fill in the blank. If it's real estate, should I do short sales? Should I do tax liens? Well, you know what? Rehabbing sounds really good, but hey, big money's over in commercial. Maybe I'll try a little bit of that. And you know the next thing they do is they go out and spend $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 with some big guru to take all these little boot camps all over the place. Yes, they gained some knowledge out of it, but you know what they did? What they really did is they picked up a plate in the buffet line of Las Vegas, and they walked through the buffet line taking a scoop of this, taking a scoop of that. I want to try this, I want to try that. Next thing you know, this oversized plate has a mountain of food on it, and it's not recognizable anymore. And what do you do with it? Toss it. What good is that? Now, I was a victim of that. I'll be honest, I really wasn't a victim. Yes, I was a little confused. I was in that maze. I was stuck in the wilderness trying to find my way to the promised land. But signing up and spending a lot of money with those gurus helped me get to the place where I am today. The difference between me or Dan or someone else out there that makes it is we stay focused and we're not comfortable. We stay uncomfortable. When you're comfortable, you become complacent. When you become complacent, you become lazy. When you become lazy, you become broke. Don't be comfortable. So what I'm going to ask you is that, with this crazy maze, and I know everything sounds great, but what is most important to you? What is it that you need? Not what you want, but what you need, because we all want to be wealthy. We all want riches. We all want to go dining. We all want to travel, don't we? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. But what most of us need is a paycheck. And we need multiple paychecks. So that we can take that money that we're earning and funnel it over and start buying these beautiful rental properties that Dan has. Or partnering up with somebody and start building that wealth. But don't be like most Americans, especially the last 8 years, where they, 8 years ago, were building wealth first and forgot about the income streams. My website, one of my websites is cashandwealth.com. Okay, you can write it down, but you're not going to find anything because I just tore it down. But cashandwealth.com. Cash first, so that you can parlay the money over and build the wealth. It was not wealthandcash.com. So don't build on sand like most Americans did. Build the income streams. And then most are living paycheck to paycheck. Not a good feeling. We've all done it. Some of us are still there. What are you going to do different so that you're not living paycheck to paycheck? And many are curled up in the fetal position, sucking their thumb due to fear, the big F word. What if this? What if that? Well, fortunately for you tonight, I'm going to be showing you the way I wholesale, where there's absolutely no risk. You want to learn that?
Yep.
Yes, good. And then several complain, but won't do anything to get out of that comfort zone. Don't we find it easier just to complain than to try to turn those negatives into positive? No more. You're real estate investors. You're here to network. You're here to gain the knowledge that you need to be able to succeed. You stay plugged in. The most important thing that you can ever do is engagement. Stay plugged in. You don't feel good next month when it's club meeting time? You come anyways. How many's ever signed up for a fitness gym before? Raise your hand. Come on. Come on. Okay. So we sign up for a fitness gym, right? We work well, we wake up, we got kids, we got to get them ready, you take them to school, then you got to go run off to work, and then you're driving home in traffic, you got to get the kids, make them dinner. Do you really feel like working out after that? No, because you're flat out exhausted. But you make yourself go to the gym, and you start working out. Let me ask you, how do you feel after you work out? Terrific. Get out of your comfort zone. Get engaged, plugged in. You be here every single month, whether you want to be here or not, because you're going to feel terrific. Okay? Now, here's the problem with most. They lack the knowledge. If you lack the knowledge, that F word starts to creep in the back of your head. So what are you going to do to gain that knowledge? Read books, listen to, in fact, I'll tell you what I do. I have a radio in my car, stereo, as all of you do. But my car is a mobile learning center. I do not listen to country music or rap. I throw in CDs all the time where it's educational. Stock market, real estate, networking, social media, whatever it may be. What a perfect time to soak it all in, because you know what? No word goes void, even if you kind of start to drift off a little bit. And that will help you rise. So get the knowledge. Whether you have to pay for it, or it comes free, or if it's in your vehicle, or if you're networking, or if you're sitting down one-on-one. Get the knowledge, stay engaged. Then most people lose their direction. I'll give you an example. I had a couple of wholesalers that I trained, and when I trained them in wholesaling, one of them comes to mind. He did 126 deals in 1 year, and that was in the year 2007. And each deal was a $10,000 pop. Pretty darn good, right? 1 year. First year of wholesaling, not bad. Made me feel pretty good. Now, he's got his ultimate cash machine up and running, doing really well. And you know what happened? Lost direction. Because when the market crashed, which by the way is the time to capitalize on something, when the market crashed, he started chasing bulk REOs. He didn't want $10,000 anymore. He got spoiled. He wanted $10 million is what he wanted. I've already kind of been down that road before. I came in the last recession of the early 90s. And I remember the short sales, and I remember the REOs, and I remember the bulk stuff. And so that's not my path. I'm going to stay with what works. I'm not going to chase the big dollar. I'd rather have multiple paychecks coming in than have to go 9, 10, 11 months to try to get one big one. Well, him and a few others abandoned their wholesale business to chase these big bulk REOs. And you know what happened? They're out of business now. Out of business. So, if you have something that works and it's earning you money, whether you like it or not, you keep it. Or you sell it and make a bunch of money and move on to the next thing. Okay? The other problem is distraction. It could be everyday life distractions. You know that you're supposed to be coming home and doing some work in your real estate business. But if you're like Mr. Prevail here on Facebook, that's not going to happen. Is that what you said, Facebook? Facebook is a huge distraction. Who in the hell cares what type of food is on a plate on Facebook? Don't care. Distractions could be kids, could be a spouse. It could be dancing with stars. Is that what you want? Just in general, it's easy for us to be distracted and procrastinate than to hone in and focus on what we're supposed to be doing. Because we can all be busy with busy. But being busy and productive are two different things. Really, no true systems in place. We kind of have it all up in here. We just haven't pieced it together yet. And what are the systems that are supposed to be in place? And when do I implement those systems? And when do I hire out to have someone run those systems? Think about it. Well, let's think about McDonald's. Who works there? Minimum wage employees that is running a multi-million-dollar franchise? You think it's because it's up in here, or is it because the systems are in place? French fries go off every 7 minutes. It's 8 minutes, throw them away. Systems. So it's important. I don't care if it's wholesaling, or if it's McDonald's, or you decide to open up a billiards place. Systems is what's key. No help. That's tough. Hey, when we all start business, it's rough because you are wearing the receptionist hat. You are wearing the secretary hat. You're wearing the president hat because it says so on your card. Then you're doing the database. And you're doing this and you're doing that. How many hats are we wearing? We're wearing a lot. But that's what's supposed to happen when you first start out, unless you got a bunch of money where you can hire stuff down. But when those paychecks start rolling, they should go right back into your business. So I can hire someone for $2 an hour to manage my social media accounts. Get the help when you can afford it. But when you cannot afford it, you're going to have to wear many hats. And you're going to have to just basically suck it up and plow through. Here's a quote by one of the famous coaches from Green Bay Packers. The difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather a lack of will. Many of you, I'm sure, and I don't want you to raise your hand, have strength. You have the knowledge, but you're not pressing forward. Trust me, I teach a lot of seminars. I have my own real estate clubs. And what we have is called Seminar Junkies. And you can talk to them and they know everything inside and out. but for whatever reason, they can't get the will to start moving forward and doing their own deals. Stop it. If you can't stop it, get help and start doing it. So, here's my promise to you. I'm going to cram in my 3-day wholesale training camp in just 1 hour. If you are a note taker, you better grab a pen and paper, because I'm going to give you a heck of a lot of stuff tonight to where I guarantee you're going to be walking away not with 1, 2, or 3 golden opportunities, but things that you can start using tomorrow in your own business to enhance your income. Basically, I'm going to lay out my whole real estate system for wholesaling that I developed over 12 years ago. And you will understand how to flip properties without cash, without credit, without using a loan, taking title of property, or OPM. Ultimately, you are going to learn how to make a vault full of money, all without the risks. So here's wholesaling 101. If you're new to wholesaling, I'm just going to break it down real quick for you. Basically, you're buying or controlling properties at a deep discount. Think about it. Costco, they come and buy something really cheap. They put it on their inventory on their shelf, and then they sell it to you cheap, right? They're wholesalers. What is a wholesaler in real estate? Well, it's the middleman. It's the person in the middle with a principal that finds the great deal, puts it together under contract, and sells that contract over to a rehabber or an end user for a fee. They never took title to it. They never put any money into it. They never used their credit. They outsourced a great deal over to somebody else that wants to swing the hammer. And it's designed for quick profits. And if you're like me, you'll get paid before the end of escrow. Anybody like that idea? So let's take a look at Mrs. McKenna's house. You can see here that she's got the house on the left where she's trying to sell. All rehab, it's going to look like the house on the right. Well, we found this lady here that has a few circumstances. The reason why she has an asking price of $125 just below the after repair value of $150 is because she knows her home needs some work. But let's take a look at Mrs. McKenna. She's a senior. She lives by herself. She's a widow. She's on a fixed income. It's 2 stories. The house is too big for her to keep up. And her sister lives in Texas. And she wants to sell so that she can move by her sister in Texas. She needs the money to either rent or buy a condo. Something a lot more manageable than this big, beautiful house that she has in Northern California. Now, what I just described to you are circumstances. Write this down. Circumstance creates cash. C to the 3rd power. Circumstance creates cash. She's a senior. She's a widow. She doesn't have the money to fix up this place. Otherwise, she would have done it, listed it higher. She can't take care of it because it's too big. Her sister is calling her down in Texas, and she can't get there unless she cashes out. There's 5 right there. Circumstance creates cash. So her asking price is $125,000. Now, between the $125,000 and $150,000, do we have some equity in this house? Yes. Anybody a rehabber in here? Anybody a rehabber? Fantastic. Would you buy it at $125,000 to fix it up and flip it and sell it for $150,000? You would? You'd never make any money. You lose money. You lose money. It's not enough. Not enough room there. How do I know that? Because my company does over 1,500 houses a year. Rehabs. We turn around and offer her a cash price at 65% of $150,000. And she takes it at $94,500. Why? Because we tapped into those circumstances. Well, you know it needs some work. You want to move by your sister, don't you? Fastest way to do this is just let it go at this price, get your money. Properties over in Texas are a lot cheaper than here. You can easily afford that condo. Start triggering these little things in her head. Yes, yes, yes is what she's saying. So she takes the offer of $94,500. We put her under contract and we flip that contract over to a rehabber for $105,000. Now, is $45,000 in equity enough? Yes. You can flip a property for $145,000. But maybe this rehabber doesn't want to flip it because you think a house like that at $105,000 would make a good rental property?
Yep.
Oh yeah, yes it would. Because think about it, if you got a house like that and you use the 1% rule, which means he paid $105,000 for that, that means he should collect at least $1,050 on that property. That's a good cash flowing property. You think it's going to get more than $1,000 in California for that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. So either way, whether it's going to flip or you're going to rent out, perfect little house now. I walked away with over $10,000. And all I had to do is find this deal, put it under contract, and sell the contractor, or sell the contractor, that'd be fun. Sell the contract over to the rehabber. I didn't use any of my money, or earnest money deposit. In fact, I haven't used an earnest money deposit on a wholesale deal since the year 2000. No credit, didn't have to go get a loan, didn't have to go to a hard money lender. I didn't close on it, so I didn't take title. So let me ask you, where's my risk? There's none. In fact, what is my profit by percentage-wise? Who said that?
Unlimited.
Unlimited. It's infinite. I'm lying to you. How many of you like to do a deal like that? Would one enough be enough? One a month be enough for you? No. I like your attitude. No. No. But would one a year make a difference in your pocket? Absolutely. I don't care if it's $1,000. I'd take $1,000 any day, right? So here's 10 reasons why I believe wholesaling rocks. Do the business any town USA. I can live here in California, which is an extremely tough market. Why? Because everybody wants to live here, basically. I can go to the south, I can go to the north, I can go to the east, I can go to Canada, I can go to Mexico. You can take this business anywhere. In fact, I'm going to show you a deal tonight that I did from the comfort of my own desk of a property that I just closed on today in Alabama. I'm so excited. I was on the way driving up here and I was plugging all the stuff in PowerPoint for the HUD statement that I got today. Okay, an abundance of deals and cash buyers galore. Is America in trouble? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, we are. Is the housing market in trouble?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Do we have an abundance of houses? Not in California in certain markets, but nationwide. Yes, we do. Now, in California, we have an abundance of what? Cash buyers. That's right. That's why all the other states come over here to grab our investors to go buy their product. Doesn't matter. As a wholesaler, or I should say more as a wholesale lawyer, you'll be able to find both at ease. And wholesaling is the quickest way to profits without the use of cash or credit. I don't wait for the 30-day escrow, 45, 68-day escrow and get paid when it closes. I did the contract, submitted an escrow, and my goal is to get paid in 21 days or less. But in my office, we know we focus on 72 hours or less. But the average wholesaler starting out, focus should be 21 days or less. And we get paid before the closing. Do you know why? If I were to flip a property over to Kathy, and she were to give me $10,000 for this contract, there's 10,000 reasons why she's going to show up at the end of closing. This is not refundable. If I don't get that from her, and she doesn't show up, I just got a little snag in my rope, didn't I? Okay? So collect up front, always. Like I said, our office focuses on 72 hours or less. More deals than a rehabber. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm a rehabber. That's how I got started in the business. I started rehabbing. I lived in Whittier, California, rehabbing properties over in Fort Myers, Florida. Remotely, coast to coast. Was that a little scary? Yeah, scary. Didn't really know what I was doing, but I did it. Got out of my comfort zone. It was very uncomfortable. Thank God I did. Because even though I bought properties over in Fort Myers, Florida, my very first deal in Fort Myers was a property that I bought for $42,000. It required 10% down. I went to Bank of America just like I was told. Got a loan. I had the $4,200. I did not have the rehab expense, which is a little over $17,000, but thank God I have great credit. So I took money out of credit cards and I revolved it between 3 credit cards each and every month, so I would never have to make a payment out of my pocket. Back at that time, you can do that without being charged. You can't do that now, right? But I figured, hey, let the bank rehab this for me. It's their money, let me just transfer it around a little bit. That's exactly what I did. 9 months later, I closed it, made a little over $9,000, was basically scarred for life. It was a good scar. To me, it was like reaching into a bag of Doritos. Can I really pull out one? No, I have to take more. So I went right back in there and started doing more properties. Exactly what I started doing. Until I built up enough money to start doing them more closer to California. But here's the thing, when I noticed when I was a rehabber, even when I was flipping properties in Southern California, I could only hold or handle about 3 at a time. Because when you're rehabbing properties, you think all 3 of those houses are going to be right next door to each other? No, they're not. You're going to have one in this city, one in that county, and maybe one in your own backyard if you're lucky. And when you're like me, micromanaging everything, where you're running the numbers, doing the contracts, coordinating all the escrow contractors, hiring contractors and subcontractors because I'm in GC, it's over.